Here we go. Welcome back to the channel. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. Tell a friend. Here we have another crazy story. Believe it or not, they said a whole lot of things change. There's only certain things that stay the same. One of them, I would guess, is your rent's always due at the end of the month. But believe it or not, besides that, a lot of things change. For example, if you don't believe me, here's what changed between Big Meech and Bleu Divinci. This is what Bleu Divinci had to say about Big Meech, and I'll let you know what I think in a second. Unbelievable when I heard it.
Bleu tell his own story.
How this whole about Bleu Divinci and a rat even come together in the same sentence? All right, it came from Big Meech. That's why it's implanted into people like that. That's why it's out there like that. That's why people.
So right here you have Big Meech. Some people would say he's a legend. He did about 19 years behind the bars, even though he received 30 years. Some people say, you know what, he got off light. He should have spent more time behind the bars. Imagine that. Imagine somebody telling you know what, thinking about it right now. I think you should have spent more time behind the bars than what you did. It's a crazy thing. It's crazy how people think. Crazy type of things that comes out people's mouth when they talk. It's unbelievable. Hear what Bleu Divinci had to say though.
And they're positive that I told in reference to that limousine, the black limousine, and the same limousine that this nigga Salsa he put somebody's paperwork in his book. He put my picture next to the paperwork, and he told a story about how I, Bleu Divinci, told.
One thing about living a certain type of lifestyle, there's a lot that comes along with it. One thing that comes along with it for certain is friends. Keep in mind, it all depends on the type of lifestyle you're living. With certain individuals, once they live certain type of lifestyles, let's get back to the video. And I'll tell you what I think in a second.
About this limo and all of this other. When in actuality, the paperwork was Ralph Sims' paperwork. And he put my picture next to another nigga's paperwork. That came later. What came first, the reason why he did that is because Big Meech put the word on the...
Let's get back to the story. The point I'm trying to make. So you have these individuals, they call themselves the BMF, right? A whole lot of individuals came together from different states and things like that. They didn't really grow up with each other. They didn't really know each other all like that. They were just making a whole lot of money together. Everybody served their own purpose. So Bleu Divinci right now, he's basically going against everybody. He's what you would call a disgruntled employee. He's going against the boss. He's trying to throw the boss under the bus. He's saying all type of disparaging things about the boss. As I said, he's what you would call a disgruntled employee. And other co-workers, he's basically saying, you know what, all of them is no good. Because in their minds, they came up in an organization, in their minds, and you know what, you have fallen outs. It's no different from, I said, let's get back to what Bleu Divinci is saying. What he's saying about Big Meech. I'll let you know what I think. Unbelievable. Crazy.
When the limousine first got picked up, that I told on it, okay? And that's without receiving paperwork on who actually told on the limo. So what happened was this. It was a situation like this. You had a house, okay? And in this house, there were certain people that were known affiliates that would, do things at this certain house. The first people, whoever told first to...
Don't forget. It's very important. Once you live a certain type of life, I'm not promoting it, but it's one of those things right there. That's why a lot of these individuals go behind the bars. Because what they do, they live a certain type of lifestyle, a legal lifestyle, naturally, and they bring individuals amongst them, like a Bleu Divinci, for example. And what would happen after a while, a disgruntled employee, I mean, he's not, you know what I mean, I'm just talking, entertainment purposes, that's it. He would start exposing everything. But Bleu Divinci's not an employee, he's actually a guy who say he was on the streets. So he's basically exposing people's secrets. And opposed to you getting fired as a disgruntled employee, these individuals, what they do, the consequences is to go to jail. So, hear what he's saying. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
And to take the information to the jury to get the indictments initially, those people didn't have enough information to get me indicted. Either that or they was just saying, because I never saw those statements, okay? I never saw the initial statements that got all of the first round of people locked up in 05, October, all right? So when they did backdate and they put some statements up that got me indicted was a year and some change later.
Don't forget, jail is one of those places. Jail is one of those places. No one wants to go there for some strange reason. They'll commit crimes, as much crimes as possible. But when it's time to go to jail, imagine this. Imagine saying, you know what? I want to commit as much crime as possible for 30 years, party, hang out, you know, go to the clubs, hang out, yeah. You know, driving brand new fancy cars, everything's great. They say, yeah, I want to do that. I want to do that. But if you say, you know what, you want to do 30 years behind the bars, stuff that small little jail cell, they say, I don't want to do that, I don't want to do that. That's when they start talking, and that's when they start plotting against each other. Imagine that. I want to party, I don't want to be behind the bars. Keep in mind, being behind the bars is no fun. It's actually pretty stressful. You basically go into a stress box. Imagine that. Going out of your way to commit crimes just to go to a stress box. And you say, you know what? I'm not going there. He's going to have to go there. He could probably handle it better than me. He's stronger than I am. Unbelievable type of things that people do. Unbelievable. That life.
It was a year later and I went on a run and I got picked up even later than that. So naturally, I was told on. That's how I got picked up. If not, then I would have been told on anyway and got picked up in the first indictment with Meech. But they didn't have enough information to indict me or when they took the information to the grand jury at the beginning.
So is it safe to say it's highly likely somebody in those sports, it was 30 people in Detroit, of which we know quite a few gave information.
I got the statements told on me. I don't have to guess and say.
Don't forget, as I said, these individuals telling each other they don't want to go to jail. But when they're out, you know, partying, everything's all fun, la 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 la, you know what I mean. But when it's time to go to jail, you say, what? I gotta do what? You want to do what? For how long? I'm not doing that. I think that my friend could better handle it than me. I really do. He's stronger than I am. So I believe he could better handle it than me. What do I need to do to make it possible for him to go there and not myself? It's a crazy life these individuals live. Keep in mind, most of these individuals are strangers. They met each other at an older age. So why would you expect another individual to throw their lives away for you? Some people wouldn't, but some people won't. Unfortunately, it's a terrible thing. Marie is like that, though.
Highly likely. I know exactly who told on me and gave the statements from Detroit. All right, but I'm not here to talk about that right now. The people in Detroit know those people. See, I'm not here to make Detroit look bad because Detroit is a great city with some great niggas and some beautiful hustlers there. So I'm not there to throw smut on Detroit. I'm just here to bring awareness to the situation since niggas got it out there all crazy and with the wrong information out there.
And the whole situation is you can't trust anybody. Don't forget, once you're a criminal, and you're participating in criminal activities, there's no rules. Believe it or not, even though they say there's rules on the streets, there's no rules. Imagine all your friends are criminals, and imagine them, not wanting to stay out of jail. I mean, it's one of those things right there. That's why they say, you know what? It's best not to even, you know what I mean. You know what they say. But what I'm trying to figure out is these criminals, when it comes to the pressure of being behind the bars, they can't handle it. Bleu Divinci here, for example, is talking bad about Big Meech, his boss. Loyalty. Is there any such thing as loyalty? I mean, I don't believe so. I mean, maybe. But it's one of those things right there. Now Big Meech is out. Bleu Divinci's out. Bleu Divinci know that Big Meech has no choice but to be a good boy right now. He don't want to go back behind the bars. He really don't. Unbelievable.
Clear up the information that's here. Not to add information on people and all that shit. I let the boys in the D take care of their people in the D. Now, if it was some niggas from where I'm from that we had that issue with, then I would be instrumental in fucking with that. So that's their issue, to deal with all them niggas that told on us that's from the D. Now, because it wasn't only people from the D that told.
In every city, there was informants.
Right. Okay, so now...
Well, not informants, but cooperate.
See, that's how it is. These individuals don't know each other. These are strangers. They say, you know what? You know what? You want me to do how much time for this stranger? I mean, unbelievable. The people you call, it's what you call self-preservation. Believe it or not, most individuals want to look up for themselves. They really do. Worst comes to worst, they throw the next man under the bus in a second. They really would.